we got off to a start Monday morning. We've been going at 8:15 every morning. Yesterday we had 2 practices in the afternoon or during the course of the day. We're off to a good start. We're relatively healthy at this point. We've got a few sprains, a few hamstring pulls. Things are going well. We're off to a good start. We've got a lot to talk, and we're excited about the upcoming year.
It's open to questions if anybody's got anything.
Coach, did you like the later start this year?
Yeah, I did. You know, the NCAA changed that rule a while back, and we're opening in September instead of the end of August. And I've always liked that. You know, it's the same amount of time for us to get ready for a game. We've got about 3.5 weeks to get ready for the first game. And I think that's just about right for college football at our level. I like 3.5 weeks. It's not too long. It's not too short.
Yeah, so you don't have, it's different school-wise for the players this year, kind of, isn't it? A little bit as far as them being in school and having practice, and then.
Well, right. Well, we've got a week. School starts tomorrow, so we have 1 week prior to school, which is nice. You get a lot of work done that first week.
Coach, strictly from a football point of view, first of all, could you clarify, did we lose some starters with the suspensions last season?
Yeah, we lost a couple, but we're going to move on.
And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. How is the team, from a football point of view, going to respond to that, and who's filling in those roles?
Well, right now we've got Greg Jackson playing free safety. He was a corner 2 years ago, and last year he had an injury that we ended up using a medical red shirt on him. So Greg's doing an outstanding job. We're real excited about him. Right now at quarterback, we've got Nick Siosen, who has kind of stepped up, and he is definitely our #1 quarterback at this point in time.
How about the new additions to your staff? You might go through those things.
Well, obviously y'all are familiar with Bo Atterbury. Bo was a defensive coordinator here back in 04, 5, and 6, and went on to Kingsville and became the head coach there. Having Bo back is just, from my standpoint, is tremendous, because he's a guy that's also been a head coach, and so I can bounce things off of him and get some insight. He knows what I'm thinking, or knows he's been in my chair doing what I'm doing. So having Bo back is just a great asset to our staff. We've got Scott Highsmith coaching our quarterbacks. He's got 30. I don't know how many years of coaching he's got, but a lot. And he's been in high school. He's coached at the University of Kentucky. He's coached 1AA, so he brings a tremendous amount of experience, both as a coordinator, offensive coordinator, and he's also a head coach for a couple of years at a small college in Mississippi. So having Scott here is really nice. And then we hired Steve Panera, who has been a head coach in high school, was also a head coach in college. He's been a coordinator on both offensively and defensively. So he brings a lot of knowledge and experience. We're excited to have him.
Just one other question. Now, special teams last year kind of let you down a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you devote a lot of attention to it.
Right.
Any added attention this year? We had some things go against us last season.
Yeah, we're definitely emphasizing that. We're working probably more special teams than we ever have, and then we've also added. We've always met this time of year on special teams, but we're going to actually, each special team will meet at least once or twice a week prior to game day, just devoted to special teams. And one of the things I think that's crucial on special teams is to stay healthy, because you've got guys. You take, for example, these guys, defensive guys especially, they're on special teams, and if Logan's backup is only playing a little bit on defense, then he's full tilt on special teams. And whereas if Logan's injured and then the guy that's replacing him is doing special teams and playing on defense and not getting much of a breather on defense, that's when it really becomes a problem. So hopefully we can stay healthy, and hopefully we have a little bit more depth where those guys, when they get an opportunity to play, they really want to step in and contribute.
Question for Anthony for Keelen. Certainly you are working with a new wide receivers coach this year, and Steve Panera. If you can, just talk about the relationship you've begun to build with him for the first week of camp.
He's great. He's a real high energy guy. He's a head coach, so he's real particular about our route running, our blocking. But he makes sure we're always in the right place, with the right schemes. He's a great coach. Yeah.
And us being the veterans, like we know the playbook and everything, he's having to learn it on the fly, and we're able to help him out with that any way we can. And he's came in with making adjustments that he wasn't here to know himself, and he's doing a good job of trying to make those adjustments for us. He was prepared.
How about on the defensive side of the ball? Certainly Bo Atterbury, a guy who's been here for a while. He's got a nice resume of his own. You guys now as upperclassmen, how do you assume a leadership role, and what kind of trust has Bo placed in you guys to literally run the defense?
I mean, I think he put his trust in us like every coach would put his trust in their senior defensive players. He came in knowing that we knew the defense and that we were going to get stuff done, and we were still the leaders here. So he still gave us that respect in that sense.
Coach Atterbury really, he really treated us coming in as a new coach. You really don't know what to expect, but with Coach Atterbury, we came in, he earned our respect right off the bat, and he showed us the same amount of respect. And it's a team, like Logan said, with the leaders. When we work with all the older guys, we're trying to help all the younger players, people who maybe have not had as much play time as some of the older guys have, and we're trying to help them. So if the opportunity comes up to them, they're prepared to go and step up to the plate and play to their best ability.
Defensive guys getting turnovers. You guys put a lot of emphasis on that this year. A turnover can change the game just like that.
Yes, sir. We have set goals. I think it's 3 turnovers for every game is one of our, it's actually what we would like to average every game, but of course we're always shooting for higher than that, as many as we can, give the offenses as many chances they can to go down there and score, and help them whenever we can.
I think turnovers on defense is something that every team emphasizes a whole lot. I mean, I think that 3 turnovers a game is almost on every team's goal to achieve for that game. And like Coby said, our job is to get the offense the ball. I mean, that's our primary job, or to score with that ball. So we're always looking for turnovers, just like every defense. We do emphasize it a lot. And Bo, Coach Atterbury, he's the same way, just as every coach that we've ever had come in. Turnover is a big deal.
I guess a lot of that's being in the right position at the right time. Some of that you can coach, I'm sure, and some teams seem to have a knack for getting the ball.
There's not a day that we don't do some type of drill that has to do with turnovers. We're either doing team tackling, where one guy's coming up and wrapping a guy up, and the other guy's stripping the ball. We do fumble drills where the coach is just humming that ball at us, and we have to pick it up off the ground and try to scoop and score. And if we don't pick it up, we got to fall on it. I mean, we do at least 4 different types of drills a week, just that primarily focus on turnovers.
Coach, I know that you told me earlier this week, you really feel like you've got a good group of guys in terms of character. Certainly you haven't played a game this season, but for the senior class, is there anything on the character side that makes you really feel like you've got good leaders going into the year?
Well, I think these guys are all hungry. These guys, we've been through some good times and some bad times, but these guys are hungry, and they're a character. One of the things that you can always find out about a person is when things aren't going right, or aren't going well, I should say, how do they respond? And these guys, have always responded well, and they've always stepped up and done the right thing. And so I think it says a lot about them, and we've got really a good group of guys this year. And so I think in the course of a year, it doesn't matter if you're, an NFL team, there's some highs and lows that you go through the year. And it's when you hit those little low points that everybody's got to step it up and just keep persevering and hang together as a team and do those things, that's where your character really shines. It's easy when you're winning. I mean, when you're winning, it's just easy. It's when things are tough that you've got to step up and stay together, and you kind of find out who you really are. And I've seen these guys, and they're good men, and they love one another, and they're going to play hard for each other, and they have a strong desire to win championships.
Coach, do you agree with our preseason or the preseason rankings that conference put out? And yes or no? And then if not, what do we have surprise-wise to kind of maybe bump up?
I think it's a fair evaluation. I think we were picked right smack dab in the middle of it all, and I think that's a fair evaluation. I think we've got a lot of juniors on our team of all of our starters. I think that's the most. I think we've got maybe 10, 11 seniors on the team. But we've got a lot of juniors, and those juniors have played, and of course these guys have all played. So we're not an old team, but we're definitely not a young and an inexperienced team. We are everybody's played, and I think that's going to give us a great advantage. And obviously we expect to be higher than 6th place in the conference. We expect to win the conference, but I do think it's a fair evaluation.
Can I ask the two receivers here with Coby, Don, Nick, more of a drop back passer? How many of you guys are showtime for you guys?
Really, we have a lot to beat. Nick, you stepped in. He's doing a fantastic job. Our offensive coordinator, Coach Spear, our quarterbacks coach, Coach Hightower, they're both doing fantastic jobs. They're doing a fantastic job, especially getting us the ball. We see it more, but we're throwing the ball a lot more this year. We'll see. I don't have any complaints about it.
Yeah, no complaints here. Me either. Nick, he's more of a, like you said, stay in there passer. So he takes a lot of chances down the field, which puts his trust in us, and we like that to let us make more plays and be more explosive as an offense. When JB, he was good too. He was more of a runner too. So they have their ups and downs. But Nick, he's real good. He filled in real well for us last year in a couple games. So looking forward to it.
Just straight down the line, if you will. I know every team wants to get off to a good start. The goal is to win every game. How important is it to come into the season knowing that you've got some new faces in the starting lineup on both sides of the ball? How important is it to get off to a fast start?
Oh, it's really important. We got, obviously we want to win every game, so we want to take it one game at a time and build off one win to the next one. But we want, right now, all our concentration is going into September 5th and getting that ball rolling and causing the snowball effect.
Obviously, we do want to win every game. That is our goal. And honestly, with the team that we had, especially defensively, I believe that we can win every game. We have a lot of new guys. We have some transfers that came in. They're going to be able to help us out quite a bit. We really should have a great defense this year. I believe our defense can probably be the best defense in the conference. And the better our defense is, the better our offense is going to be. So our goal right now is to win every game.
Getting back to that first game of the year, I think you gain a lot of confidence when you win that first game. And it kind of sets the tone for the year. Of course, this year we're playing Southern Arkansas, who I believe in that ranking was ranked #2 in the conference. Preseason, I think they won about 8 games last year. So they're obviously a very good football team. If we go play our game and beat them like we hope and we think we will, we're off to a 1-0 start. Our schedule's kind of front-loaded in the sense that 3 of the 4 top teams that we play on our schedule are in September. So obviously, if we can beat Southern Arkansas, we're feeling good about ourselves, and we gain a lot of confidence in what we're doing. And I think you build on that week after week. So we're excited about that, and I think we'll be ready for them.
You losing your captains like we've lost Coby and lost Izzy. I mean, that hurts any team. But when you come back and you win that first game without them dudes, that sends a message to everyone else. you know, I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of teams out there are counting us out because they did see us lose our starting quarterback and our starting safety, which I totally agree. I mean, I probably would be doing the same thing if I was on that team. But they should probably know that that's the wrong decision.
Like Coach Richards said, after that first game, we want to win it and hope that to set the tone for the rest of the season. As a defensive player, you go out there and as an entire defense, every single individual is focused on setting the tone for the entire game, whether it be the first snap on kickoff or the first snap on defense, even kickoff return down there. The entire team, we just want to set the tone for the that's why you got to come out and we got to start fast. You got to start fast, get focused. As far as losing starters, there's been plenty of people that we've all known, all heard of that have stepped up. We have faced adversity before. This team, I've seen me and these guys, you know, rise up after it just seems like they just been beaten down constantly, one after the other, taking hits, and it just seems like it gets really difficult. But I've seen every single one of these of my brothers on this team step up to the challenge every time, and I put my full faith and trust in them, and no doubt in my mind that we're going to come out and first play we're going to set the tone for the rest of the season.
Any more questions?